Hey guys, I'm Susanna, a children's book illustrator, and I've created hundreds of characters for over a dozen kids' books. And today I will teach you how you can do this too. And because I love drawing animals the most, we are going to draw this cutie. But you can apply what you learn to any kind of character. We will go from sketches to coloring, we will add shadies, highlights, and cute details. I encourage you to follow your own creativity, use your own colors and shapes, and take this just as guideline. I'm using Procreate and Apple Pencil, but I believe you can follow along with any digital program. Here is the canvas size, and we are going to use mostly basic brushes, but there is one special brush for fur that I created, and it comes with this tutorial, so feel free to grab it. I've included the bunny as a guideline so you can easily follow the entire process. You can also download and use this as a little support. We will start with 2 rounds of sketching. The first is a very loose sketch, just to get a better idea of the overall shape, position and angles. The second will be more precise. For sketching, use any brush you like. I prefer dry ink from the icon group and grayish color. Start with a loose circle in the middle of the screen for the head. Indicate the face angle with the line and drag it down for the spine. Draw a tiny shape for the body. Indicate where the paths go, one in this direction and the other at the different angle. These sketches won't be a part of your final drawing, so don't worry about making them perfect. Make big ears, draw each one in different shape and angle. It gives your character more dynamics. And here is a line for the eyes. Now for the more refined sketch. Tap on the N and lower the opacity of your first sketch. Create a new layer above and using a darker color, draw a more precise sketch. Follow your base but play more with the shapes. Add fur and any details you like. It doesn't have to be perfect, but the more precise you are now, the smoother it will be when you start coloring. If you struggle with sketching or just aren't in the sketching mood, use the outline I mentioned at the beginning. You can upload it to Procreate and use it as a guideline during coloring. There will be pens. I like the idea that they are too long for him and laid on the floor. Here is the shoulder, and the paw goes like this. Add braces, for example. You can try any kind of clothes if you want. Maybe a pocket here, and he can hold a notebook. Now the face. Try making a tiny nose. Now the eyes. I like to make them rounded here for a smiling feeling. Maybe also some pencils here. Now turn off the first sketch and lower the opacity of the second one. Create a new layer below the sketch and name it, for example, body or head. Pick a gray color and from the sketching group select the 6B pencil. Draw a line along the sketch and fill the entire shape. Use a bigger brush size if you want to do it quickly. I like this relaxing coloring, so I will speed it up for you. I don't follow strict steps like flat colors for the entire character first, then shading and highlights. I prefer to work on all parts at once, color, lights and details together. This way I can adjust things in real time and let each part influence to the others. It helps me feel more connected to the drawing. Now pick a brush for fur that you like or use my custom fur brush and add fur along the entire shape. Make your character fluffy or more smooth, it's up to you. Try different brush sizes. During drawing, I will make a lot of layers and I recommend it for you too, because it makes so easy to adjust every tiny details. So don't be surprised if you hear create a new layer so many times. Well, create a new layer under the head and name it Earth. Pick a very bright pink color and the 6B pencil again. Finish the Earth. Create a new layer above and tap on Clipping Mask. This keeps your drawing inside just a particular shape. Pick a darker pink color and from the airbrushing group choose the medium airbrush. This is the one I use for shading. With a big brush size, draw a gentle shade on the inner edges of the earth. Pick an even darker color and add more one touch. With a bright color, touch the other side. Maybe slightly lower the opacity. Now the pants. Create a new layer above the body and name it pants. Pick a nice soft orange color and a 6B pencil. Repeat the process from the head. I will speed up my coloring again. Create a new layer above and tap on the clipping mask. Pick a darker color and add shading using the medium airbrush. Here on the bottom. Lower the opacity and create a new layer under the shade for some nice texture. Pick a bold orange and use the soft pastel from the sketching group. Draw a gentle texture. Also add some with a bright color. The pattern looks too straight, so tap on the magic wand tool up here, then choose the liquify option and the push setting. Literally push the structure with your pen. Adjust the size of the movement. Just drag the pen across the screen and try to capture direction and motion like a real fabric. Always try to follow the natural flow of the clothes. It helps make your character feel more alive. Follow the rounded shapes, folds or waves. Now for more details. Create a new layer on the top of the pants layer and tap on the clipping mask. Pick a dark color and select the noise brush from the materials group. With a small size, draw some details. Indicate folds in the fabric whenever it feels right. Use different brush sizes. Now the pocket, keep it simple, just a few lines. And a bit of darker color. Now the t-shirt. Create a new layer below the pants and name it t-shirt. Pick a bright blue color and a 6B pencil. Now the braces. Create a new layer on the very top and name it braces. Hold your finger on the screen to pick the color. If it's hard to see, pick a brighter color. Now draw the second one. Try to create the impression that it comes from under the cheek and over the shoulder. Now the puffs. Create a new layer below the clothes and name it foot or puff. Pick the same gray color and draw a big paw. This one will go in front of the pants, so create a new layer above the clothes and name it. This one from a front view. This one is too long, so I fix the shape with this tool up here, arrow. Select the freeform option so it doesn't keep ratio. I also want to adjust the pen, so I'm going to move with the shape. If you want to do that too, slide all the pen's layers to the right. Now you can move all of them at the same time. This is a really useful trick you can use anytime with multiple layers, not just with those clipping masks. To deselect, slide them to the right again. I need to fix the t-shirt too. Feel free to make any adjustments along the way. Play with the shapes and pay attention to your lines. Back to the pens. Create a new layer above the shade, tap clipping mask, and using the medium airbrush, add shading behind the paw. Also behind the braces. And behind the pocket. Add structure to the braces. Create a new layer and tap clipping mask. Pick a bold orange color. For a change, try using the wine charcoal from the charcoal group. Now add a brighter touch. And a gentle shade at the edges using a dark color and a noise brush. Lower the opacity if you just want a hint. Back to the pens again. Create a new layer above the pens layer and tap on clipping mask. With a bright color, add highlights on the folds. And whenever else it feels right. I want to fix this shade, it's too strong. Feel free to make changes and edits at any point in the process. Just make sure you are always working in the right layer. Back to the t-shirt, create a new layer and enable clipping mask. Using a dark color and a medium airbrush, draw gentle shading, first under the armpits. Fix it with an eraser. Draw another round of shading, always at shadows between the clothes layers, under the braces, under the pants. Now add highlights using white color and the noise brush. We need to draw the clothes behind the character. Make sure to wrap the clothes around the full body. It's important to keep clothes looking natural from all angles. Find the right spot for the new layer. Keep using the noise brush, pick the same color and draw around the body. I need to move this layer above the hand. Add shadows where it would naturally be in real life. Draw the sleeve around at the hand or paw. Now the buttons. Create a new layer about the braces and name it buttons. I'm using red, but feel free to pick any color. Use the medium airbrush to draw a circle. Create a new layer above, tap clipping mask and draw a gentle shade inside, just like a real button. On the base layer, erase the holes. create another new layer, tap clipping mask and add white highlights with the noise brush. This is an easy way to draw any kind of button. For the second button, merge all button layers using your fingers. Just slide them together. Then slide this layer to the left and tap duplicate. Now fix the placement of the second button, maybe rotate it for a different angle. Merge those two button layers. On a new layer, draw a stitch. Then create another new layer above the braces, enable clipping mask, and using the medium airbrush, draw shading under the buttons. Also add some shading under the cheeks. Now the feet. Create a new layer above the front paw and tap the clipping mask. Add shading and highlights. Medium airbrush works well. And finish details using black and the noise brush. Also add the highlights. Now, using the fur brush, draw some fluffy fur around the paw. Oops, sorry, in the base shape. Do the same for the second paw, but this time start with the fur. Create a new layer from shading and highlights. Add fur on the hand too. I need to fix these gaps here and erase a sleeve a bit. Okay, now create a new layer about the hand, tap on clipping mask. Using the black color medium airbrush, add shading. Finish with details using the noise brush. Now finally the face. Create a new layer above the body layer and tap Clipping Mask. Pick a bright gray and now the one charcoal brush. It gives you a nice structure. Turn on the sketch to see the guidelines. Draw the areas under the eyes, nose and cheeks. Use a smudge tool to blend it slightly. Create a new layer above and name it Face. Use a pink color and a medium airbrush. Draw a tiny nose. Pay attention to the shape. Turn off the sketch and fix the nose if needed. Maybe more rounded. Use any tool you need to fix the shape. Now create a new layer above with Clipping Mask. I want to change the color to the darker one. If you do too, just drag the color across the screen. Create another layer with Clipping Mask and using a dark color and a noise brush, draw the nostrils. Now some shade in a new layer, Clipping Mask. Using a bigger size, draw a shadow on the bottom of the nose. You can use a smudge tool to smooth it. Create a new layer with Clipping Mask for highlights. Use white color and smaller size. Add highlights on the top of the nose and around the nostrils. Now maybe we can add this line from the nose, or any details you want. Add some shadow under the nose in the new layer below. Now the eyes, turn on your sketch again. Go back to the face layer and using the white color and the medium airbrush, draw the shape of the eye. Hold your pen on the screen to get a more precise line or shape. The shape of the eyes can reflect emotions. Around its bottom like this capture a smile really well, for example. Now with the lasso tool, circle the eye, tap on the layer and tap Copy. Then go to the layer below, tap this tool up here and paste. Now you can see it in the new layer. Fix the placement. You can also draw the second eye, but make sure you use the same shape. Match those layers. Go to the layer with the nose shading and add shading into the eyes using a dark orange-gray and still the medium airbrush. Just a gentle touch of the edges. Use a darker color too. This helps create a rounded feeling because eyes are always like little balls, not flat. I always spend the most time on the face. It's the soul of your character. Here you can work with its personality, emotions and feelings. Make it unique with special features like a really big nose, or a really tiny one, or fluffy eyebrow, or a big open smile. In a new layer, draw the pupils. Now go to the layer with shading under the nose. We need to add a shadow under eyes too. Because the eyes are partly inside the head, not just sitting on the surface, you need to push them in. And shadows help. Make them strong and also indicate the smile effect here. Now soften it with an eraser. In a new layer, using the noise brush, add some lines around the eyes. And also here. In a new layer above, draw eyebrows using the full brush. You can also add eyelashes here. Now the highlights in the eyes. Create a new layer above the pupils. Pick a bright color and the noise brush. Just a gentle touch with a bigger brush size. Now pick white color and the medium airbrush. Add white dots and with a bigger size, the overall light across the pupils. I want to fix this eyebrow, so bear with me for a while. Feel free to make any adjustments in your drawing. The face makes your character come alive, so really pay attention to it. Now pick your full brush, create a new layer above the face and use the same bright gray. Draw fur around the brighter area. Again, all those little details help bring your character to life. Add fur and details whenever you want. Also over the nose here. It helps it feel like the nose is really growing from the head. Also around the eyes. For the smile, create a new layer, pick black color and the noise brush. First, make these round lines for the smile. Then connect them with another line. Make this part of the smiling strong. We will soften the entire smile with an eraser. Add highlights in a new layer using white color and still the noise brush. Okay, now come back to the ears for a sec to add shading. Create a new layer above the ears, tap on clipping mask. Use the black color and the medium airbrush. Draw a gentle shade here. Now move to the notebook. Create a new layer below the t-shirt and name it Notebook. Using green color and the 6B pencil, draw the cover of the notebook. In a new layer below, add some bright pages. Create another layer, tap on the clipping mask and draw some black lines here. Create a new layer below the pages and draw the other cover of the notebook. Merge the pages layers. I need to fix the shape here. Create a new layer above the notebook and add shading using the medium airbrush. Maybe also add some details with the noise brush. Make this line stronger and also use a brighter color. Put some details on the bottom part too. The pages should have shading as well. Don't underestimate those little details. Don't forget the pencil. Create a new layer above the body. Pick a yellow color and for a change use dry ink. Draw a very simple shape. A brighter top and a black point here. And of course shading in a new layer using the medium airbrush. And maybe a touch of highlights. Now take a look at what you might need to fix, change or improve. I want to add a shadow behind the pencil on the paw. Character design is all about the details. I'm going to add a lollipop in the pocket if you wanted to follow my drawing. Create a new layer above the pants. I will go with a red color. For some fun details, create a new layer above, tap clipping mask and draw some stripes with white color. Add shading and highlights for a better effect. Now the stick in a new layer below. And of course shading under the lollipop in another new layer. We can add a shadow under the character so it looks like it's standing, not floating. Create a new layer at the very bottom. I usually draw 2 layers of shadow, first just very gentle. Fix the shape with an eraser. The second one is a new layer, stronger and right under the feet. Now look at your character for one more time. I'm not happy with the smile. I will try adding some teeth. You can try it too. First we need to merge the smile layers and move it slightly higher. Then draw white shapes in a new layer below. Make them tiny or big, 1 or 2, it's up to you. I will go with 2. We need to extend the smell under. Create a new layer, use a black color. In a new layer, add some details and shading on the teeth. If you draw two, add a line in the middle. In a new layer below, draw a shadow under the teeth. And with the noise brush, maybe a line here. This is much better. Final touch, whiskers. Create a new layer on the very top, pick a dark color and use the full brush. Draw whiskers, big or small, just a few or a bunch, it's up to you. Great, we are done. I hope you enjoyed drawing and you are happy with your bunny. If you want to join more my tutorials, check out my Patreon or YouTube or Instagram. See you next time!